Jeff is a therapist who just won the jackpot prize for his state lottery. He's set for life. Now that he has all this extra cash, Jeff has decided he's not going back to his work as a therapist. Instead, he's going to travel, visit friends and family, and enjoy all the freedoms this money affords him. Sounds great, right? Well, not so fast. There's one big ethical problem with this situation. Let's break it down. But first, my name is Keegan. I have a master's degree in counseling and I'm a licensed professional counselor. I make videos like this to help you better understand the world of counseling, mental health, and psychology. The problem with Jeff up and leaving his practice to enjoy his jackpot winnings is that he's abandoning his clients. The American Counseling Association, or ACA, defines abandonment as the inappropriate ending or arbitrary termination of a counseling relationship that puts the client at risk. Not only that, but the ACA also has a code specific to abandonment. In this, they say, counselors do not abandon or neglect clients in counseling. Counselors assist in making appropriate arrangements for the continuation of treatment when necessary during interruptions such as vacations, illness, and following termination. Therefore, because Jeff is ending his practice, he's abandoning his clients. Of course, this places his clients at risk of harm in a variety of different ways. Not only does it interrupt their treatment and any progress that they're making in that, it also may leave his clients wondering why he's left and what happened that led to this. His clients may also then struggle with feelings that he doesn't care about them and really didn't care about their well-being, and may lead them to question the treatment that they have completed up to this point. The example of Jeff is of course an extreme one, as I can't imagine it's every day that a therapist wins the lottery. So it may be tempting to think, well, this will never happen to me. I don't need to consider abandoning clients or not. But that's not quite the case. Abandonment is something that we all have to be careful of and mindful about when it comes to our work with clients, as we're all at risk of abandoning our clients in one way or another. With that said, let's talk about some of the ways in which we may be at more risk of inadvertently abandoning a client in our day-to-day practice. One example of a time where we may be at risk of abandoning a client is when we're on vacation. It's important to mention that we all can take time off and that it's important for us to balance our work life and our personal life and our personal interests as well. That said, if we're going on vacation, it's important for us to let clients know in advance that we'll be out of the office. We should let them know that we'll be unavailable and who they could contact in our absence. In some cases, we may even arrange for a client to see another therapist while we're out. And of course, we should be letting clients know about other resources such as crisis lines that may be able to assist while we're gone. You might wonder, what happens if there's an emergency that means that we unexpectedly have to be out of work for an extended time? This is something we need to think about, as this may inadvertently be a way of abandoning clients. To begin, let's look at ACA code C.2.H. This code states, counselors prepare a plan for the transfer of clients and the dissemination of records to an identified colleague or records custodian in the case of the counselor's incapacitation, death, retirement, or termination of practice. You might wonder, what is a records custodian? Good question. The ACA's definition is a professional colleague who agrees to serve as the caretaker of client records for another mental health professional. This means that if you're not able to manage the records of your clients due to something like retirement or incapacitation, this person, your records custodian, would then manage these records for you. Next, let's talk about how do we prevent the abandonment of our clients in situations such as an emergency that leaves us unable to see clients during that time. But first, if you're enjoying this video and finding it helpful, please help me out by giving it a like and subscribing. As you might have gathered, it's a good idea for us to have a plan for what will happen with our clients in the event that we're unable to see them for an extended period of time due to an emergency. In a situation like this, hopefully you would have arranged for a records custodian or a colleague to help be able to manage the records and care of your clients. Additionally, it might be a good idea to have other colleagues lined up who would be able and willing to help see some of your clients in your absence. But emergency situations like this aren't the only time that we're at risk of abandoning our clients. Another common situation where this may arise is with the termination of a client. The reality is, we aren't able to see every client, whether it be because of a conflict of interest, because we lack the competence to work with their presenting problem, or for a variety of other reasons. There might be situations where we can't continue to work with the client. In these situations, that termination is the best way to move forward. That said, when we're terminating with a client, we can't simply just not see them. Instead, we need to refer clients to other professionals who may be able to work with them or who are competent with the problem that the client presents with. Typically, when we're terminating with a client in a situation like this, it's best practice to provide them with a list of at least 3 other mental health professionals who they could work with. In summary, to avoid the abandonment of clients, it's best to have a plan worked out for if you become incapacitated. Having a colleague or a records custodian in some of these situations may be helpful. When you're going to be out on vacation or leave of some sort, it's good to prepare your clients for this and to arrange for them to see others in your absence if needed. You should also be letting clients know of other available resources for when you're out. If you need to terminate with a client, it's a good idea to provide them with a list of at least 3 other mental health professionals that you'd recommend and that may be able to assist them. Now, in the comments, let me know, is there anything else that you could think of that would be able to help avoid the potential abandonment of clients? That brings us to the end of this video. I hope that you found it helpful. While you're here, make sure that you check out some of the other videos on my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.